Hello world. Welcome aboard. This is VK Advisory International and VK Advisory Ghana. We have for you today another video. So let's jump right in. For you today we have a mini series on Nita, the National IT Agency in Ghana. We have a little discussion on them. So please pay attention. Now, the National IT Agency in Ghana was established by an act of parliament. Okay, and the Nita Act 2008 was an act that established the Nita to regulate ICTs and to provide for related purposes. The date of assent of the bill into law was 11 December 2008. It was enacted by the President and Parliament of Ghana. And credits for this information is the National IT Agency Act 2008, Act 771. So, the NITA, the National IT Agency, is allegedly inactive in enforcing an information security plan for Ghana, which ensures the underlisted. 1. Rules requiring that retained data be stored within the Ghanaian jurisdiction. 2. Restricting offshore storage and exempting storage that does not hinder Ghanaian investigators. Also, this information security plan for Ghana continues with the underlisted localization of customer data, ensuring that associated security risks are well catered for. 5. Specify log data required that is not commercially sensitive. And 6. Specifying CERT-in rules, CERT-in rules, reporting using formats that are machine readable. So all of these have not been enforced in a codified information security plan for Ghana. And we at VK Law Ghana, VK Advisory Ghana, VK Advisory International accuse the NITA for dereliction of duty. Also, we allege that Ghana's data protection has a problem and that the Data Protection Authority, specifically called the Data Protection Commission, the DPC, is an agency that works alongside the NITA. And we allege that the DPC, technically speaking, the DPC, not the DPA, is allegedly inactive in enforcing Act 843, which is a Ghana's Data Protection Act, unlike the Nigerian counterparts. And for a specific reference, we mention the URL in your chart, www.icirnigeria.org, in which the Nigerian counterpart for data protection imposed a fine on a company for data privacy invasion, something the Ghanaian counterpart, the DPC, has not done in recent times. Okay, and VK Law Ghana, we allege again that Ghana's cybersecurity is problematic and that NITA, to the best of our knowledge, has not published a rejoinder to the following news item found on ghanaweb.com, in which the World Bank ranks Ghana 9th out of 11 countries in sub-Saharan Africa that are vulnerable to cybersecurity attacks. We again allege, we at VK Advisory Ghana allege that Ghana's cookie law is practically non-existent, and if existent at all, then it is deficient in a lot of respects. And we allege that the Nita is negligent on publishing what cookies and metadata they enable within Ghana's jurisdiction. And for example, we provide an URL from the European Commission as to their cookie policies and what cookies specifically they allow within their jurisdiction and what kind of metadata they allow. We again allege that Nita is negligent, okay, as regards data privacy law, okay, enforcement in Ghana. And we provide a source, recordinglaw.com, in which various sections of the world are ranked with regards to data privacy enforcement. Again, on Ghana's data protection regime, we at VK Law Ghana accuse the Data Protection Commission of negligence as regards the Act 843, and we recommend an amendment of various portions of Act 843 to align fully with the European GDPR. And the source for this is recordinglaw.com, which ranks South Africa's data protection regime as the most developed data protection law in sub-Saharan Africa, with that of Nigeria and Kenya coming in second and third places respectively, and Ghana left out. So we propose an amendment that Ghana's Act 840 be amended to fully recognize and align with today's global trend. Again, we cite the Data Protection Commission, which is an agency that works alongside the Nita. We cite them for inactivity with regards to enforcing Act 843, like we've said in our previous slide. Now, which specific portions are we referring to? For instance, Ghana's Data Protection Act 843 lacks a section on cross-border data flows, okay, and also we've mentioned the sections 41 and 40 of the Nigerian Data Protection Act, which are not available in Ghana's version. Of course, there was a data breach in 2018 on the National Service Secretariat, okay, and we did not see any action from the Data Protection Commission in Ghana against the NSS as to ways of remediation, okay, and then preventing of future incidents. Now, we mentioned one act that was passed in 2016, the Interception of Postal Packets and Telecommunication Messages Act, under President Mahama. And the scope of the act applies only to public postal services and public telephone or other electronic or cyberspace communication services. So this is the scope of that act, and we hope that the scope is not extended beyond what the law says. This is in regards to various acts by the Mahama administration of 2025-2026 with regards to interception of various electronic communications by bloggers and social media activists regarding political issues, and we want to see that this act is not being infringed upon by the executive government and its assigned. Okay, so purposes for interception are duly stated in the law as, and I read, subject to clause 2 of Article 18 of the Constitution of Ghana, a person may, for the purpose of protecting national security, fighting crime generally, suppressing organized crime including money laundering, terrorism or narcotic trafficking, or other serious offenses. Okay, so unquote. These are the scenarios within which postal packets and telecom messages can be duly intercepted and lawfully intercepted by government. Okay, as far as we at VKL Ghana are concerned, any legal brain can educate us further on this claim of ours. We stand corrected. Also, continuing with that clause and subject to the Constitution of Ghana, specifically Article 18, a person may, for the purpose of suppressing organized crime, including money laundering, terrorism, or narcotic trafficking, or other serious offense, okay, intercept lawfully any telecommunication message. And we refer to Act 649 for further clarification of this clause. So, all too soon we've come to the end of this episode. Background music credits Akpabua and mixed by DJ Kwam on youtube.com. Thank you so much for your time. We hope to have a second session on this particular topic. Thank you. And that's it.